Alright guys, I am about to do another unboxing for you. This one is for the Zenbook UX501VW, which is also known as the Zenbook Pro from Asus. I originally had bought an HP Compact Presario back in maybe 2011 in preparation for going to school. It was not big enough, and well, it didn't have enough room, it didn't have enough memory, and it wasn't very fast, and it didn't have what I was looking for school. I constantly had to leave to go do something and then come back, and it felt like my projects were always on standby. It was just really, really slow to get things done. So I decided to go ahead and switch to Apple products. These were my very first. I got the iPhone. I got the MacBook Air because it was smaller and I was always on the go. And I had just found out about iCloud, and I knew that if I had everything, all the same applications on all the different devices that I had. My husband had the iPad, I had the iPhone and the MacBook Air. Then I could do work on one device and pick up where I left off on the next. Problem with that is the school that I am going to, not all of the classes were compatible with Apple. So I didn't have Microsoft Office on my MacBook Air. I had to get like an equivalent application, and it did not work as well. So I had to go back, and I think I was using my computer at work or something like that, and that was really tricky because you're not supposed to be doing homework at work. So I had to go down to the office where they had the learning center, and then I ended up taking a class that had a lab that required not Mac, but Windows. So the software for the class lab did not work on Mac at all. So it forced me to go and get a Asus Zenbook, the 301, I think it's called, the little bitty one that was about the same size as the MacBook Air. And it carried me for a ways until I started to notice that it wasn't fast enough, and I did not like typing on it. It didn't have backlit keyboard. It didn't have the synchronization technology on it. So I ended up going back to the Mac. I thought that I was done with all my classes that would need the Windows software. And then I got some more. The class that I just finished off with was for Flash Pro CS5, and it wasn't working well with my Windows laptop or my Mac. And so I said, okay, it's time to get something else. I had a Lenovo Yoga, and it would get super duper hot and then shut off. And I thought that was just stupid. It wouldn't allow me to import photographs or import video. It would shut off then. If I had to open up Photoshop, it would heat up and shut down or freeze forever. So I decided I had to get something a little bit bigger. I don't know anything about computers any more than I know about doing hair. So I researched some more, and I decided to step it up and get the next step up from Asus. I got the Zenbook Pro. So here it is. I just got it today. Sorry about the long story, but it's just in case you were wondering why I had so many laptops. By the way, to all you sellers out there, making your buyers get their products from UPS pain. Jeez. Pretty sturdy box. Taped up pretty good. I'm hoping I don't have to move the camera again. This is the laptop. It's pretty doggone big. At least in comparison to me. Wrapped up in, I have no idea what this is, but it's nice. Over here, it's like part of the power cord and a dongle. Again, I don't know anything about computers. I'm just in web design. I hope to learn more someday. A strap for keeping your cables nice and neat. Warranty card. Cleaning cloth with the ASUS logo on it. A user guide. Accordion style. I don't think there's anything else in that one. And a power brick. Is the same size as my hand. Let's see. Just to give you an idea of how big this thing is. It's a little over 6 inches. And almost an inch thick. I don't think there's anything else in here. Just a really big box. Pardon my room. Okay, let's see if we can set the camera up where it's a little bit more sensible. Grief, this thing is huge. And if you are wondering why I keep saying that, I came from the MacBook Air 11.6 inch. So I had the Zenbook Air 6 inch and the MacBook Air 6 inch. So let's see if I can show you what I mean. This is the Zenbook Air. I gave it to my husband because he wanted a Windows computer. He had bought himself a MacBook Pro after I bought my MacBook Air. if I can get us some better light. Not much. Opening her up for the first time. No fingerprints on the screen. Brand spanking new. This keyboard is gymongous. I gotta give it to Asus. You've improved your keyboard for sure. The Zenbook Air, I like to call it, didn't feel so good typing on it. Okay, let's plug this up. I can figure out how to get everything unwrapped. There we are. What the? Oh. Power cord. And she's not doing anything. Oh, there we go. And yay, she has backlit keys. I did not have that before, which is a real pain if you're working on a project in the middle of the night with somebody sleeping next to you. I have no idea what my time is. I think when I opened up my compact Presario, it didn't ask me this, it just figured out where I was. Screw it, we're just going to leave it like that. And I don't know this part, so I'm going to pause and I'll be right back. Okay. So after I set up my Wi-Fi stuff, it says that it can auto set up language, location history, find my device, I guess, whatever. I don't know what any of this is. I don't want to spend too much time. I guess. PC. And we're going to pause again. I have so many email accounts I couldn't remember which password I was supposed to use. I'm hoping the one that I typed in was the correct one. And if it's not, I hope I can fix it. This kind of reminds me of the setup for a Mac. Minus all the hellos. Anyway, to give you an idea of what all is in this laptop has 512 gigabytes of memory. It's got Core i7, 16 gigabytes of RAM. It has a dedicated graphics card. It's the NVIDIA GeForce GTX. Hope you can see that. I don't really know what any of that means, but my cousin says that it should keep my laptop from shutting down the next time I decide to use Photoshop and be on the internet and be downloading software or something else at the same time. That's like the most annoying thing in the world. Alright, so she's all set up.